Western Conference is arguably the most competitive it's been in recent seasons. Now, when you think about a deep playoff run, there are only a couple of teams in the Western Conference that I think are built for it. And the first team that comes to mind, I mean, come on, it's the number one seed in the West. It's the Denver Nuggets. You're talking about the most durable Triple Crown MVP in Nikola Jokic. I mean, he can do all things. We're talking about the second unit who could easily be starters on any other team, and they seamlessly fit into the Nuggets offense. And then Aaron Gordon, he's getting zero attention, but he's having an all-star caliber year. And then you have the intelligent coaching style of Mike Malone, where he allows players to flourish in their roles seamlessly. And they held the top spot in the Western Conference, like basically all season, and they win the games that they're supposed to win. In other words, the Nuggets, they don't take games off.
They don't. And I agree. I have them on my list as well. I mean, quite naturally, how you're going to be number one in the West, been number one since, as you mentioned, since the season started just about, and still holding strong. And I'm talking about a number one spot that is solid because the number two in the Western Conference is 5 games behind?
Yes.
So, and they're struggling right now. I mean, and their players may be out. So no, catch me if you can. So no, I agree. And Nikola Jokic, no, for real. And Nikola Jokic has been the leader of that because he is one of the most consistent players. I mean, he has been out unprecedented this season, with a nagging injury, but that is so uncommon for him. So when he is healthy, he plays, which is all the time, right? And you can rely on him to give you. He is unassuming, is what I'm going to say. He's unassuming, but if you're not careful, he will be looking left and passing the ball right. It is that effective, and he can get it done. And so with him being ahead, and then again, they're role players, as I may have mentioned in another video, it's about star power and reliable role players. And they actually have Jeff Green, who can give you something off the bench, right? They have Bruce Brown, he will lock you down. Those types of things make for a great deep run, right? And they just acquired Reggie Jackson, nice piece to fit in. He can be a great point guard backup. For Jamal Murray, he has experience, right? He knows how to play with a lot of these teams because he's been on them. So I just think that they were able to build their midseason trade and their offseason trade helped build the team up. And you talk about chemistry. If you think about the Nuggets have chemistry as well. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray is back. So they also have chemistry and some continuity. And with Nikola Jokic leading that, why wouldn't they go deep? Why wouldn't they go deep? So yeah, I agree. I have them on my list as well. Another team that I have, again, the Sacramento Kings. I'm on the Sacramento Kings. I'm on the bandwagon. They are doing it this season. Again, they're one of them sleeper teams that nobody saw coming into this season being a top, number 3? I think they are. Are they number 3? Number 3, number 4, top 6 in the conference. And the reason why I think they can go deep is, number one, they do have Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, which is great, right? But that coach, Mike Brown, I'm sorry. Coach Mike Brown took this organization, took the culture of the Sacramento Kings and transformed it. And what we're seeing right now is a positive result of this transformation, right? And then off the bench, role players, if you will, reliable, Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter. I don't know what he did in the All-Star game, but if he's playing a game and this 3-ball hit, it's going to be phenomenal. So yeah, I just think that because I know that Coach Brown is leading them, for me, gives me the confidence that they can potentially go deep. They do not care. They are scrappy. They have a lot to prove, and they have arrived. And so I think that the Sacramento Kings can go deep in the playoffs because they got Mike Brown as their coach.
Ooh, okay.
And they have players that can meet his challenge, right? So I think that's why.
Okay. I don't have the Kings, but it's hard for me not to choose the defending champs in the Golden State Warriors.
Why wouldn't you? Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, hopefully he can get back in the fold, but I think they're going to be the X factors. We saw what Jordan Poole, could do, and Wiggins, oh my goodness, last year. But see, here's the thing, though. They added Dante DiVincenzo. Great two-way player.
I
And
love
then
him.
Jonathan Kaminga is coming into his own as well. I believe this is the last run of the Steph, Clay, Draymond, Steve Kerr era. And I threw Steve Kerr in there too
Mm.
because when his top guys were out, we noticed that he's not really a phenomenal coach like it seems. And he's riding on the coattails of
Mhm.
what Mark Jackson created many seasons ago,
Oh.
similar to Coach Mazzulla in the Boston Celtics. The Golden State Warriors are four-time champions, so they have that experience too. Anytime you've been to the mountaintop and you know what it takes, I think that kind of gives you a leg up, and the Golden State Warriors have that. Steph Curry is going to be fresh
Mhm.
legs, ready for the playoffs. Can't wait to see him. Klay Thompson
Finally got a stroke.
finally got his
Mhm.
legs underneath him and his
Yep.
shot is going in now. And I really hope that James Wiseman could have, stayed around for this playoff run because what we're seeing from James Wiseman right now, the Detroit Pistons would have been nice on the Golden State Warriors because I'm looking at Kevin Looney and Jermichael Green right now. How would James Wiseman fit into that picture? But that's neither here nor there. He's no longer with the Warriors. But I'm telling you, I think they're built for a deep playoff run. Been there,
I
done that.
I agree. And what's so cool about what the Golden State Warriors have done over the years is that they won in a cluster, lost, one another, lost, one another. It's
Mm-hmm.
about that we were at the top, fell down to the bottom. Had to, sit up in that
Breathe.
for a minute,
Yeah.
work our way back up to the top, you know, sit in that for a minute, and then do it again. So it's about the ebbs and flows. I think that makes them a contender because they know what it's like and what it's not like. Some of these teams know what it's like to get there, know what it's not like, and continue to know what it's not like. Haven't been back, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But not with the Golden State Warriors. I mean, they went there, didn't go there, went there again, didn't go there, and then went again. Is that how it worked? So, they know what the struggle is like. And they know even through adversity, know how with their core players, as you mentioned, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iguodala, although, Iguodala too,
Yeah, he's part of
they
it.
know what it's like to, struggle and make it. And I think that's what gives them the leg up in being a contender that can potentially go deep, even though right now, or even though before right now, they looked a little like they weren't gonna make it. But not
Hmm.
now. Now they're back in the top six. And at this point, anything's possible, especially since they have their number one star coming back. So
Yes, yes. When you talk about adversity, I can't help but think about the Los Angeles Clippers. I think they're built for a deep playoff run because they have the talent and they may have an overflow of talent. Like, is there a such thing of having a bench that is too deep, too much talent? I think that's what the Clippers are dealing with right now. Now, the only thing I have, and I just came up with this recently, is do you think Ty Lue has a problem with being coach versus peer? Do you think the guys see him as Coach Lou, or do they just see him as, oh, that's Ty, that's one of the guys, that's one of the fellas? And
it's
maybe that
funny
could
you
be a
say
problem
that.
too.
It's funny you say that because now think about the Clippers and their demise right now, because that's what I label it as.
Mm,
I'm wondering if his voice is still in the locker room. So for you
mhm.
to mention, is he my bro tie or is he my coach tie?
Yeah.
Right? Where does he lie? I don't know where it is. I just know that they're not listening to him. And I don't think his coaching efforts right now is moving the needle for the Clippers. Are they deep? Perhaps, but they're deep with no grit. They're deep with no passion because maybe it's because the coach is not giving them what they need.
Mm.
But you can't have all this talent and you're not utilizing it. You're not utilizing it? How am I supposed to explain that? It doesn't make sense to me. And you can't, with all of these skilled players, yet you guys have slid down from top six to the playing tournament. Explain that to me with all this talent. You
Yeah,
can't.
that's the
So
thing.
where is the gap? So no, yeah, they may have a team built for a deep playoff run, but apparently they don't have the passion to make it happen. So what's the point?
Okay. Well, I just think if Ty Lue can come up with a solid rotation, maybe nine deep. I'm trying to. Look, we know the bench is deep, but you can't play everybody. He can just say, okay, these are my starting five. I'm going to stick with it. And then I'm going to pull four dudes from the bench. We're going to go 9 deep, really just gain some consistency. I think the Clippers can go for a deep run because they have the talent. I mean, I don't think anyone can question whether or not they have the talent.
It's not the talent that's the issue. I believe it's the desire. For me, that seems to be lacking. It's the consistency that seems to be missing, right? It's the passion. Where is it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think that's the problem. And I don't know if that's coachable because I believe with the millions that they make or the thousands that they make, because some of them are thousandaires. Let's not get it twisted,
That was
right?
it.
Come on. They can't seem to come in the game with something. And is that light being put out? I just something is missing, and I don't think it's talent related.